The Big Snooze is okay, but it's definitely not my favourite Chilly Willy cartoon. This was released in 1957. It's directed by Lovy, written by Homer Brightman, with a voice cast including Daws, Butler. And Butler voices the ranger who receives a note that the park bears are being disturbed during their hibernation. So he goes out and he finds Chilly Willy sleeping in the cave with the bears, and he now has to get Chilly Willy out because he can't have anybody disturbing the bears. But in the process, he makes a lot of noise and causes a lot of commotion. Will the bears sleep soundly? Will Chilly Willy get to stay there? I won't answer those questions, of course, but it's a decent narrative. There's nothing wrong with it. The pacing is okay. It did take over a minute to establish the main narrative, and it's barely a 6-minute cartoon, so I think the pacing was fine. It wasn't terrible. I think the sound was definitely very effective. I don't like very noisy cartoons. I'm just very sensitive to sound. But this one was noisy without being too loud. And I really appreciate that. They got the point across without it being horrible to listen to. So I think that was very effectively done. And there are obviously various different things that the ranger is trying. And obviously Chilly Willy's not going to take this lying down. I think the narrative progressed well. The role of the bear I thought was pretty decent. And the animation there I thought was quite slick. That was quite smooth. I liked watching that. I won't say too much about what happens, but the animation of the bear I thought worked quite well. The animation as a whole, absolutely fine. Nice snowy locations, good character designs. The ranger has some good facial expressions. The ranger's voice I thought really suited the character, which isn't a big surprise. And as I said, the sound worked very, very well. But it's just not my favourite. It doesn't have that spark that some Chilly Willy cartoons have. Some of them feel really fun or creative or different. And this one, for me, didn't really offer any of those elements. But not every cartoon will. So it's not a criticism. It's just an observation that compared with some, I didn't like this one as much. But all things considered, I thought The Big Snooze was still a decent experience. And if you're a Chilly Willy fan, or if you're new to the character, I'd say it's one that's worth watching.